What is going on, everybody? It is Daniel Wright, and you are here listening to another episode of Paving the Way. And if you are watching this, you can see that I got yet again a different background because I am taking you guys on a ride with me today. So, guys, I know that if anyone who's been following this was paying attention, last Saturday I did not get an episode out for you guys. I would say I apologize about that, but truth be told, I don't. Life happens sometimes, and I was, had a crazy weekend to say the least, but nonetheless, I was enjoying some time with family. I was taking some time to get things caught up in my personal life towards the end of last week, so I didn't get a recorded episode out. But here we are on Wednesday. I'm back in the saddle, although it's a different saddle. I'm still here with you guys. So, guys, today I want to talk about the importance of community, whether that's your personal community, whether that's your professional community, whatever it may be. There's a lot of importance in surrounding yourself and putting yourself in places that gives you a circle, a community of people around you that offer support, that offer guidance, and different aspects like that. So the reason this topic kind of came to front of mind for me is if any of you are friends with me on social media, specifically Facebook, you probably know that I had a bit of a hectic weekend this past weekend. Long story short, super long story short, we were in Chicago on Friday night visiting my wife's family, and we were supposed to be there for the weekend for a birthday party. We had, as many of you know, we have four fur babies at our house, so we had a house sitter for that. Well, she ended up sending us a message in the middle of the night on Friday night that Finn, our youngest, our pup, got out and could not be found. So, as I'm sure anyone who has fur babies that are like members of their family, and for us, we don't have kids, so these are literally like our children. We said, you know what, like, we're not going to be able to enjoy our time here with family while we know that our 1.5-year-old pup is out overnight, like nowhere to be found, whatever it may be. So we booked a flight home to get home and help, start looking for him. And the key word there is I said, well, we're going to help start looking for him. I had put out a post in the middle of the night when we got notified that basically to our community, our neighborhood community, that our pup got out. Here's what he looks like. Call me if you find him, whatever it may be. By 6 a.m., I had people at our house ringing the doorbell, saying, hey, I saw your post. I think I saw him in your front yard, but he ran away when I got there, blah, 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 whatever it was. And from 6 a.m. Saturday morning, we had people in our neighborhood that we really don't even know. Like, this gentleman was a neighbor that we've talked with him before. We know him. But within an hour, we had multiple people posting that, hey, I'm out looking now. Hey, I'm getting my kids in the car. I'm going to go look around. Hey, what is his, ask him what his name was if they didn't read the information on it, whatever it may be. All day, like all morning, while we were rearranging our flights, while we were getting things together to fly home, while we were on our flight home, we had Wi-Fi on the plane, so we were getting updates of people messaging us saying they think they saw him here, whatever it was. The entire day, I kid you not, guys, we had people that we have no idea who they are. They could be in the car right next to me and I'd have no idea who they are. We had people coming from around our town, not even just our neighborhood, to drive through the neighborhood, to walk through the neighborhood and look for this dog. And as Kelsey and I were on our flight home, I kind of looked at her and I said, as sad as this is that, Finn's missing and we can't find him and whatever it may be, as sad as this is, I said, I can't help but sit to think and wonder, what the heck have we done in our life to have literally dozens of people spending their Saturday looking for a dog for people they've never met, a dog they've never met. What is going on? And it really comes down, guys, it comes down to community. We're fortunate. We live in, what people consider a small town that, people know people, whatever it may be. And it's just a tight-knit thing that when some sort of a tragedy happens, and yes, I'm considering our pup getting out as a tragedy because he's our freaking baby. When tragedy happens, who do you have to turn to? in your personal life, if something were to happen to you and your family or you personally, whatever it may be, what kind of community are you integrated in that you could turn to for support? If it's a professional situation, I've told you guys before, like I'm part of, contractor networks that, have contractors from all around the country, um, that I can, when shit hits the fan at work and I'm encountering something I've never encountered before, whatever it may be, I can turn to them for support, for guidance, for encouragement. You know, it doesn't really register how much community matters until you need a community. So my encouragement to you guys today, I know this is a Wednesday morning podcast. I try to keep these a little bit shorter, brief, to the point. My encouragement today is a couple of things. All right. One, take note of the community that you, or the communities that you are involved in. Your neighborhood, if you live in a neighborhood, your town, if you live in a town, or a village, or wherever you may be at. Take note of that and really see, like, think about, like, when crap goes down, when shit hits the fan in your community, like, how do people respond? Do people actually get up and, like, help take care of something? Do they reach out and offer assistance? What is going on? Or do people keep to themselves? So that's something to think about. I had someone tell me, they said, I've never really thought about living in a neighborhood until I saw how much your neighborhood stepped up to help you this weekend. And they said, that would not be a bad situation to be in, if God forbid something happened in their family. So take note of the community you live in. Then my question would be is, how are you involved in that community? Because guys, I'll tell you right now, it was an eye opener to me that I need to be more involved in my community. I need to give more to my community, whether it's time, whether it's treasures, whether it's resources, whatever it may be. I need to be more involved in this community, because I could never expect anyone to be involved to help me with something if I'm not giving it back to them. That's kind of basic, golden rule type of stuff. So, so that's the second thing, is take note of how involved you are in your community. Are you involved enough? Can you step up in more places? Can you help people more? Whatever that may be, right? And then lastly, I would say, are there communities that you're not involved in that you could be? Whether it's a religious or a faith community, is there churches that you've thought about checking out? Is it, volunteer organizations that you've thought about being a part of, youth ministries, business organizations, or whatever it may be? Are there places that you've thought about getting plugged into a community that you just haven't for whatever reason? And if you have any of those, look into them a little bit more. See what they're about. Go, check them out, or whatever it may be. If it's your neighborhood, go for a walk. Walk around your neighborhood, and if somebody's outside, hanging out on their front porch, or they're mowing the grass, doing landscaping, just say hi. Be friendly. You'd be surprised that people actually want to have conversations. I know the last couple of years we were taught to stay inside, quarantine, don't talk to people, social distance, all this crap. Well, I hate to break it to you, we weren't made as human beings to be individualized and isolated. We were made to thrive in communities, to thrive in packs and families, and so on and so forth. So it's a natural thing to be involved in a community like that. So find the places you can get plugged into, because it's literally could be something that changes, like, the course of your life. I'm not saying that having a community that stepped up to help us when we needed it this past weekend is changing the course of my life, but I will say it was an eye opener. It's an eye opener for me to be more appreciative of the places that I am involved in. It's an eye opener for me to be more involved in the places that I'm involved in. And it's just, truthfully, like, it shows you that there's still freaking good people in the world. So, like I said, guys, take note of the communities that you are involved in, appreciate them, respect them, support them, however that may be. See it, take note of how involved you are in those communities and what more you can be doing, and if there's anything you could be doing. And also take note of communities that you've maybe been wanting to get involved in but haven't for whatever reason. Because at the end of the day, like I said, all we have is each other. The world could be burning down around us, but the people that you have in your community, in your circle, in your network, is all that you're going to be left with. So put the effort into it, put the investment into it, whatever that may be for you, to get involved in a community that you support, that you can be a part of, that you can be proud of, and that is going to provide that same thing for you. So, guys, I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry that I missed you on Saturday. Like I said, appreciate the understanding and the patience that, it took me a week to get back out with you. So I look forward to the next one, and always reach out if you've got any questions, comments, or suggestions. Y'all take care.